Good afternoon and welcome to Scoreway, the only way Friday stories. Today, your host has changed. So it's me, Ariana Almodovar, Scoring.com Business Manager, and I'm going to interview our Friday host, Jasmine Burgos. Jasmine, how are you?
I'm doing good today. How about you, Ariana?
I'm good, I'm good. So as you can see, we decided to make a little change today because we are committed to delivering one video podcast per day for you. Okay, so Jasmine has been with us basically since the beginning of the business. She was a processor. She became a Scoreway envoy. Some of you still call her Scoreway envoy, but actually she's changed to customer service genius, and now she's our production leader. So I think Jasmine have a lot of insight about our stories through the years or how the Creditrepair process works. So Jasmine, thank you for the last minute you being the guest.
No problem.
So so let's do this. So over the years you have processed many files, even being an envoy, being genius, being a production leader, you have processed files in between.
Right.
Um, so can you tell me if you know processors that work on files get tired or bored of working in these cases?
Um, I mean, it's like everything. Some things, since processing is a job that you do the same thing over and over, you tend to sometimes get bored. But what does keep you motivated is that when you look at each file, it is different. Everything is different. It's the same concept, right? Credit report, line items, data entry, but each file is unique in its own way. So every time you look at it, you see new things, you kind of understand, and you start learning how people live their lives, just how they run their credit, right? You know what they're
Yeah.
into, what kind of cars they like, or their real estate, like, right? So you start learning about people. So that information there keeps you motivated. It keeps you, um, it makes what becomes a routine to be something entertaining at the same time, and it helps with the boredom, right? So it won't be something
Yeah.
so repetitive.
Okay. So I imagine when you see a credit report, based on what you just said about cars, you start to get like a little movie on your head of what type of person you're disputing or how their life is, right?
Oh yeah, of course. You see some people, for example, in the car example, you see people that have loans of Mercedes and BMWs, but then you see them in, right, not to discriminate, but like in a Honda or Toyota. So there's like a big
Something
upgrade, right?
happened.
Yeah, something happens. So you start visualizing in your mind, certain things, or they go from maybe a real estate loan of 500,000 to something that's maybe, ninety
Yeah.
thousand or 8,000. So you start, creating a visual. Okay, this person maybe was a multi, you know, entrepreneur back in the day, but now things changed. You got a little bit older, and now they're settling
Yeah.
for less things. But you start creating a story in your mind every time you work on it.
That's good. That's good. Basically, you have met thousands of people that way.
Yes, actually, yes.
It's not easy.
No, it's not.
You met. Okay, okay. So over the years, do you remember a certain file that you say like, oh wow, this many results in so little time, or this many results on this round? Any file that you can, maybe that hit you
Well, yeah,
on this?
there's several of them, right? To me, it's more when I see a customer that come in with a lot of accounts, right? That's when I can say, wow, I seen a lot of deletions. I remember this one particular customer, I'll probably never forget her. She had over 200 line items that we processed one time, that we literally would take. 3 hours, maybe four
Wow.
hours to work on
Yeah.
the case. And but the good thing was her results were amazing. Her credit was bad, but her results were amazing. uh,
Yeah.
we would always do the best we could to get her credit better, but she was just one of those customers that would be gone for several months and then come back. So she didn't know how to manage her credit, but it was one of the customers that had really good results.
Wow. That's good. And the most awful file, like the file that you know, the file like Diana said last week. I just pray that I don't have to do that file again.
um I've had several files like that. She was one of them, right? That the one with the best results. She had really good
What?
results, but it was a case that I really didn't want to ever put my hands on again.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
a person that I always remembered her name. I'm not going to say her name, right? But I'll never forget
Yeah.
her name. And when I would see her name and it was assigned to me, for example, or if I had to do it for any particular reason, I knew that that day my production was either going to be, it was going to be very low that day.
That's good. Well, it's not good, right? But it's good to remember those stories. You've
Yeah.
been a year with us, and a lot of customers that you have helped, a lot of companies that you have helped also. So let me ask you, um, how much, like you touch one point. I'm trying to remember right now when you talk about processing, right? Uh, how do we do the work at Score, right? Do our processors touch the file, the same processors touch the file every time, or do the processors, we change processors per round?
Yes, well, basically in the dispute process, the way when it comes to assigning cases for processing, we want to make sure that each and every time a case is worked on, a different processor touches the case. And it's not because, one processor is better than another one. It's just more because each person thinks differently, each person works differently, and each people see things differently. Even though we all have the same training, the same knowledge in the credit repair, and we've learned from the best, from you and from Joshua, on the dispute methodology, but we all see things differently. So by switching up our processors, I feel, and what I've seen is the dispute instructions are different. The way that they speak and introduce themselves, um, write in their letters, is a lot different than maybe the way I would write something, the way that you would write something. So by
Yeah,
switching this up, switching our processors up for each customer, it just gives a different type of content to it, and I just feel that it helps out with our dispute process and the disputes.
that's perfect. That's perfect. So actually, yeah, I asked you this question. Thank you, right, for the shout out. Because yeah, I wanted to get you to the factual dispute methodology, and to our viewers or to the people that are listening to SoundCloud or iTunes, because yes, we're going to be, if you're hearing this podcast in iTunes today, we're finalizing our syndication with iTunes.
Woohoo.
So that being said, okay, if you haven't look at our factual dispute methodology, I'm going to share everywhere our link to our ebook, which is basically what Jasmine just said in in short words. Okay, and why I wanted to bring you also, Jasmine, to this point is that the companies that do business with Score or Score CO, and the companies that don't do business with Score, they need to understand that factual dispute methodology is the way to actually do credit repair,
Right.
right?
Yes. it's
What
it's it's
they don't know if the client is saying the truth, and I know this is hard to hear, but it's true. You get a client on your door, on your website, however your process is, and they could tell you that account is not mine. So are you going to say it's not mine because they say so with no evidence?
No, they
That's
shouldn't.
the
They shouldn't.
exactly. They shouldn't because they really don't know. And then, you know, that is also another issue about having, any no insurance on these credit repair companies. And maybe I'm moving a little out of topic here, but I want to, to ingrain that comment in our viewers, right? To start looking for ways to protect their business. And factor dispute methodology, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jasmine, is based on the factual errors that you can find on the credit line, and also to never do statements like, that doesn't belong to me, or that is this way. Hey, I think,
Hmm.
I don't remember. Why? Because the word is everything,
Right.
basically. And factual dispute methodology is not dumb like I hear people say on other podcasts out there.
I agree
So
with you there.
yeah, what is dumb is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Right.
That's what is dumb.
And what I noticed too
So
is a lot of people don't, right? A lot of customers that come in don't understand what a dispute instruction is for. A lot of people just focus on
yeah,
the template. And really, a template is not the whole thing of the letter, right? We want to make sure that
exactly.
the
Yeah,
dispute
we
instruction is the rock or the
it's
solidness of the letter.
exactly. I always say to Jasmine sometimes when we get on this topic in different cases, we can send out a blank document with only account number and dispute, and we are going to have the same results.
Hmm. It's
It's not about
proven.
the letter template, guy. The letter template is the formality of the letter, like every single letter out there. What
Yes.
makes the dispute happen is a dispute reason one, it's not 100%, and the process that you have for your credit repair services. And basically, stop saying that you can fix files in 1 week, that you're going to fix your credit in 30 days, that you're going to fix credit in 3 months, because nobody knows the amount of time that is going to take a file to finish, if they ever get finished. Because the truth is that we don't do the credit repair, nor you. The credit repair actually, well, the result of the credit repair, excuse me, is done by the student facts and experience. That's it. So if you are telling your clients time, you are um you are against the law right there. Yes, your contract need to have a time frame. You can talk about the past results that you had and give examples with an evidence file or something like that, but you cannot promise time to anybody, nor you can promise results, nor um Jasmine, I know, from time to time we get this entrepreneur asking us, hey, why this account is not getting deleted.
Yes. That's a question that gets asked a lot about customers' credit.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows when an account is not being deleted? If you want an account to be deleted, ask your client for more information about the account. The more information we have, the more we can fight for that account. But the less information we have is part of the process.
Hmm.
It's part of the process. So let me see what else I have to ask you, Jasmine.
Okay.
So I think that's it. I think we started one way, we cover another topic, and actually, I think it's a topic that needs to be covered, because I would just want to be clear with you that you are joining us today. We don't provide legal advice, but we can help you find the legal advice, and we can help you do the your process um, in a more compliant manner. So being compliant to be successful is key here. So nothing, Jasmine. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being the guest.
Thank you for having me.
Is yeah, is there anything that like came to your mind that you will say, let me take advantage of this podcast and let me give this advice to our customers or future customers?
I would my advice to all the customers or potential customers that listen to our podcast and are following you on social media, check out Score CEO, check out Scoreway University. There's a lot of free education in there that you guys can learn from, and continue to follow us, that we're willing to help you guys learn and grow in this industry. So our main goal in Score is to be make you successful and make sure you're compliant. So just be patient and continue to follow us.
That's perfect. That's great. Great advice, Jasmine. So nothing, once again, thank you for being with us today. Remember to be great because that always pays. And to your success and ours, was Jasmine Burgos, Ariana Almodovar with scoring.com. See you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.